Merry guys, I've just done my VR response for the Oathbound Secrets, so stay tuned for that. I've got my pen ready, and I thought I'd do some updates. First off, it snowed in Hampshire. Yes, it snowed. It was actually quite funny because Thursday, me and my friend Doc, who's my Christian/Doctor Who friend, and I was saying, it's gonna snow on Friday. I don't care how much, but it's gonna snow. And he goes, I don't believe you, even if it. I mean, it's not. It's going to be a dusting. It's going to be hardly anything. That's not. It's nothing's going to cause too much havoc, you know. And I said, are you willing to place money on that? I'm thinking, raising my eyebrows, considering that my psychic intuition has increased since doing tarot. That's not being me boasting. And he goes, no. And I was like, why? And he goes, I just don't have enough money at the moment. But I could see in his sort of face, he's thinking, I bet she's going to be right. So, and I'm thinking, actually, I think it's going to be quite thick. I say, cautioning another guess, you know. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to get a bit ahead of myself here. And I said, it's going to be quite thick. And he goes, I don't believe you. And I said, well, it said in the forecast it's going to be quite thick, so I'm assuming it's going to be thick. And I have a gut feeling that it is going to snow. And he goes, I'm not putting any money on it. So I'm like, fine, okay. So I head home, and it starts to rain, and I'm thinking, maybe my weather forecasting skills are a bit off. So I go to bed, and I think the next morning, it's sort of about 10 to 7, I think my carer gets me up, and she goes, oh, can you start sort of getting yourself ready for college or whatever? So I'm like, yeah, will do. And then I thought, as I climbed out of bed, I thought, better check out the window and see what's going on. And there was a dusting of snow. It had dusted snow overnight, or sort of around the early hours of, I think, 5 a.m. And yeah, it was like, I was like, oh, it's not going to get any worse, is it? And I thought, it might do. So I looked at it for a little bit, and I thought, well, I better check the college website, because they said by 7 a.m, if college is closed, they're going to tell us. They're going to post it online. So I kept refreshing it, and I was like, no, nothing. So obviously I went downstairs for breakfast in my PJs, and then I went tidied my room a bit. At about 7:15 in the morning, college put up on their website that the college was closed due to bad weather. This obviously didn't impress my housemate, because she wanted the day off too. So I'm thinking, right. So I rang Josh, and I sort of said, so what are we going to do? And we agree that I'll try and get a bus in, at least into Fareham, then his dad would pick me up from Fareham. So I was like, okay. And then I'm stood at the bus stop, and then it's me and this other, I think he was a college student, I'm not sure where he was going. And this girl comes up to us, dragging, I think she was wearing, you know those clothes bags you get? I don't know where she was going, but she was carrying one of these things. She was proper trudging through the snow, which by now was about this thick. I'd had to walk up in snowflakes kept whacking my eyes as I walked up to the bus stop, so I could tell it was getting thicker. And she said to me and him, she goes, oh, well, the buses are off the roads. So I'm thinking, oh, crap. And that means I'm going to have to walk to Fareham. I was like, yay! So obviously I ring Josh up again, and he goes, Heidi, you can walk if you want to, but I'd recommend you didn't. I'd much rather you turned round and went back home. And I was like, no, I'm going to see you, so, you know, see? Dedicated. So I start trudging up the road, and I'm thinking, if I'm going to have to walk, I'm going to need a pair of gloves, so I don't have a pair of gloves. So I popped into the pharmacist that I walked past, which luckily was open, bought a pair of gloves, sauntered back out, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to carry on walking up, put my scarf up round a hood like a veil, thought it looked rather pretty actually, and then I turned round, there was the bus I'd been waiting for all along, and it was running and everything, so I thought, if I trek as quickly as I can and as safely as I can to this bus stop, I'm going to get there. So I did. And I had to admit that I did use a little bit of magic, I guess. I sort of used my multi-purpose charm to beg for a bus, because I did want to get into Fareham. So I get on this bus, and then Josh rings me and says, oh, I hope you're turning back. I heard the buses are all off the roads. And I said, actually, I caught the last E2. That's running, for the rest of the day. And he's like, oh, thank God for that. Well, get off at the Fareham bus station and we'll meet you there. So that's what we did, and I got to his house in Portchester in one piece, and I've kind of been in Portchester since. I mean, we obviously mucked around in the snow yesterday because it was nice and thick, and it was like, oh, it was quite fun actually in the end. I looking outside in the condition of the snow, because we had to walk the dog this afternoon, and I think, you know, where it's more slush than it is snow, because it's sort of thawed overnight, so I reckon it's going to be gone by Tuesday, unless it snows again. It's supposed to snow again tomorrow. It's supposed to snow, sort of light snow in the mid-afternoon, or mid-morning to mid-afternoon sort of thing, so I'm like, I don't know whether it will, because it has been slightly warmer the past couple of days, so, you know, never know these things. Then obviously we're going to have to keep an eye on the college website to make sure that college isn't closed on Monday, so yeah, I mean, if it's closed on Monday, what am I going to do with myself if I'm stranded here? Xbox? Nah, it'll be fine. I'm trying to think, what other things do I need to catch you up on? I've bought a new book of shadows. It's a little notebook with blank pages. It's a normal book that I got quite cheaply in one of the local shops. And it's just one of those ones I can keep in my bag and sort of update. Like if I come up with a little chant, or if I find a spell online when I'm out, I can always write it in there. So it's like a little book of spells that I can sort of quickly flick through and find. And it's quite nice. I'll show it to you at some time. Trying to think. And I think the other real thing to update on is gang show. I mean, because tomorrow is a really important rehearsal, because it's one of those that's in red on the timetable, and red means you have to be there no matter what. Because we're doing the first blocking of a couple of numbers. We're blocking the opening, which is quite a big block to do. It's the opening segment, which is the one that's supposed to wow the audience, so we have to be there. But because of the weather forecast, our director's like, well, we'll let you know by 11 o'clock, the rehearsal's supposed to start at 12:15, whether we'll want you to go or not. The stupid thing is, I'm going to have left the house by then, because it takes me an hour or so to get into Gosport normally, so I'm leaving an hour early, just in case, because obviously the snow's going to make things even less regular. So I'm thinking, so if I'm going to have left the house by 10 a.m, what am I going to do? You know? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go into Fareham at 10 a.m, or be in Fareham for around 10ish, and then go into a coffee shop where there's Wi-Fi, and then sort of keep refreshing the website until I know what's going on. So I'm going to have to take my laptop with me, which isn't going to be fun. Obviously, and then if our director goes, don't bother coming, I'm going to have to turn around and go back into Portchester. If not, I'm going to have to carry on making the journey into Gosport. So yeah, fun times. So, considering it's going to snow again tomorrow, maybe, if it does snow again tomorrow, I don't know whether I'm just going to say to Bill, look, I'm not coming. But I might get into trouble if I just say that, so, you know. Fun. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Me and Fred will catch you guys later. Yeah? Bye, Fred. Okay. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed the snow if you're in the UK. Yeah, blessed be everyone, and I look forward to speaking to you guys again.